A large pharma company CIO cancelled Microsoft CoPilot AI subscription for the company worth about $180,000. According to Business Insider, in a call with the Morgan Stanley analysts, he compared the slide generation capability of Microsoft's AI tools to middle school presentations. Contrast that with the news that thanks to expected increase in AI workloads, Microsoft has announced plans to triple data center capacity. Already, its capital expenditure hit a record $19 billion in the quarter that ended in June 2024. The stock market is already wondering how Microsoft will recoup its massive AI spending. Microsoft is not alone. Google's parent company, Alphabet, also reported capital expenditures of $13 billion in the June quarter. What has Google to show for its AI spend? You might have already heard that hilarious suggestion from Google's AI that one should put glue on pizza so that cheese and toppings don't fall off. Recently, I asked both Google's Gemini and Microsoft's many AI assistants, CoPilot, Designer, its partner, OpenAI's Dall E3, and Stable Diffusion, to generate an image of chessboard, but replace the normal chess pieces with miniatures of machines. None of them could create a chessboard with the pieces arranged facing each other, leaving the middle rows empty. This is despite my uploading a reference image of a normal chessboard with pieces neatly arranged on the two sides and trying multiple times with very detailed prompts. CoPilot even got tired at one point and ended that session by saying I should ask for something else. After that experience, I am with the large company CIO who cancelled CoPilot AI subscriptions. As Business Insider rightly warns, his action is a warning for the entire tech industry. Welcome to Strategy TLDR. In this episode, we discuss Gartner's report, Hype Cycle for Artificial Intelligence 2024, which warns that generative AI has passed the peak of inflated expectations, although hype about it continues. What is Gartner's Hype Cycle? In simple terms, the well-known technology market research and consulting company, Gartner, identified that all new technologies go through a hype cycle. It starts with an innovation trigger phase when we get excited about a technology. This is followed by a peak of inflated expectations, a phase where it is hyped up. As one may logically expect after the peak, a trough of disillusionment phase follows where reality sets in. If the technology survives this brutal phase, it plods through a slope of enlightenment. This is when we start to see some real benefits of these technologies. In the last phase of the hype cycle, the technology becomes stable, widely accepted, and we start to see it deliver on its promises. This is called plateau of productivity. It helps us understand where different new technologies stand in their journey from wild ideas to useful everyday tools. Historically, not every shiny new tech toy has made it to the finish line. And here's the kicker. Many AI technologies will meet the same fate. Like its earlier editions, this year's report from Gartner is also tracking emerging innovations, maturity, adoption, and social application of AI technologies. In the 2024 hype cycle, straight away, we can see that investment in AI has reached new heights, with a particular focus on generative AI. But as their hype cycle concept predicted, it has yet to deliver its expected business value. It's a classic case of high expectations meeting the hard realities of business implementation. As mentioned earlier, although hype about it continues, the report says generative AI has passed the peak of inflated expectations. That means it is heading towards the trough of disillusionment. In business, if inflated expectations are turning into disillusionment, an obvious place to look at will be cost. And as expected, cost is one of the biggest issues here. Another technology industry research company, International Data Corporation, IDC, predicted in 2022 that global spending on AI software, hardware, and services will surpass $300 billion by 2026. But as we saw from the opening comments, across the big tech firms itself, we're already seeing hundreds of billions of dollars capital expenditure. So will IDC's estimates be overshot? Why is generative AI sliding into trough of disillusionment from peak hype? The global consulting company McKinsey and Commercy published a report titled Generative AI in the Pharmaceutical Industry, Moving from Hype to Reality in January 2024. It highlighted and debunked 4 of the most powerful misconceptions about generative AI. Below are direct quotes from the McKinsey report. Hype 1. Generative AI on its own will deliver the bulk of the value to be created. Reality. 1. Traditional analytical AI models, such as those currently used to help diagnose diseases, will continue to capture value. The difference is that new Gen AI applications will significantly enhance their capabilities. Hype 2. Generative AI can easily be plugged into existing datasets to unlock key insights. Reality 2. Gen AI cannot deliver results unless a proper data architecture is in place. Companies will need to build an intelligence layer that can understand issues such as molecular structures, clinical operations, and patient data. Hype 3. Selecting the right large language model, LLM, will be a key strategic differentiator. Reality 3. Gen AI models account for only about 15% of a typical project effort, according to McKinsey research. Most of the work involves adapting models to a company's internal knowledge base and use cases. That is particularly true in the pharmaceutical industry, given the complexity of its data and the uniqueness of its regulations and technology. Hype 4. Generative AI will instantly affect every part of the organization. Reality 4. As with any digital transformation, leaders must apply an end-to-end lens and prioritize only the use cases and applications that make sense for overall business goals. What they said about hype and reality in the pharma sector will also be true for other sectors, with appropriate modifications. And most importantly, the report adds, McKinsey has found that 70% of digital transformations fail not because of technical issues, but because leaders ignored the importance of managing change. It is not disillusionment everywhere with AI. Stay with me for a few more minutes and I will share with you some Gen AI success stories from the healthcare sector. Before that, the Gartner AI report is not all about generative AI. The report highlights a wide range of AI technology innovations that are advancing rapidly. Get ready for a few new AI jargons that you may hear over the next few years. Let's break down some of the most exciting ones. First, the good news. All our efforts teach AI to identify traffic lights and bicycles just for us to open a website are finally going to be useful. Yes, computer vision is finally about to enter the plateau of productivity. Computer vision, according to Gartner, is capturing, processing, and analyzing real-world images and videos to extract meaningful, contextual information from the physical world. They are now used across all industries, including physical security, retail and commercial property, automotive, robotics, healthcare, manufacturing, supply chain logistics, banking and finance, agriculture, government, media and entertainment, and Internet of Things, IoT, according to the report. Next up, we have composite AI. Gartner expects this to become the standard methodology for developing AI systems within the next 2 years. Composite AI, as the name implies, is all about combining different AI techniques to create more powerful, flexible systems. According to Gartner, composite AI brings the power of AI to a broader group of organizations that do not have access to large amounts of historical or labeled data, but possess significant human expertise. Then there's decision intelligence, embodied AI, and foundation models. These are all transformational technologies that Gartner predicts will hit mainstream adoption in 2 to 5 years. It recommends that companies that are not already looking into these might want to start. Let's highlight one of them, decision intelligence, DI. According to Gartner, DI practices promote transparency, interpretability, fairness, reliability, and accountability. When they are implemented in the real world, I personally hope they will explain clearly how they decided if someone should be paroled or punished and not hide inside a black box. But perhaps the most intriguing development is the emergence of autonomic systems. These are self-managing physical or software systems that can learn, adapt, and make decisions on their own. They're still in the early stages, but the potential impact is enormous, says Gartner. The report gives the example of autonomic system that Ericsson demonstrated that can dynamically optimize 5G network performance. The system learns from network behavior and local conditions and adjusts software and physical network control parameters to optimize performance, according to the report. Will that mean that on future New Year Eves, at the stroke of midnight, when hundreds of thousands of people send out greetings and videos of firework displays at the same time, the phone networks won't crash? As promised earlier, let me share with you some AI success stories from the healthcare sector. A pharma company in the news was in silico medicine. They just spent 1/3 of the usual time and developed a drug candidate using artificial intelligence, hold your breath now, at 1/10th of their usual cost. Another healthcare sector example is the experience of orthopedic AI lab at Mayo Clinic, led by Dr. Cody C. Wiles. He and his team utilized AI tools to analyze radiological data the clinic has collected over the years. It allows us to treat our patients in a more personalized way, said Dr. Wiles. Using AI applications also save time for clinicians, according to the clinic's website. I quote, "For a group of 15,000 patients, Dr. Wiles noted the AI algorithm ran in 8 hours what would have taken 2 to 3 humans 6 months, completing a mundane task. Through screening regular X-rays, AI can also determine if any bone loss is present or if the patient's bone quality has decreased. These algorithms can also detect measurements of even less than 0.1 millimeter of movement in the patient's anatomy and give advance warning to a potential problem. According to Dr. Wiles, surely quality of care will be far better with these insights." In conclusion, the 2024 Gartner Hype Cycle does forecast a period of rapid advancement and significant impact on various sectors. However, it also highlights the necessity for balanced expectations and cautious investment to navigate the potential pitfalls of inflated hype. This balanced approach will be crucial for maximizing AI's transformative potential while managing the risks associated with unreasonable expectation. Thanks for watching. The references are in the show notes.